As the owner of North Star Principles, she mentors people on how to live their dreams and create the lifestyle they love. That's so critical, making sure that we're actually not just living what dreams we have, but creating new dreams and enjoying it the whole time. This is speech number 8 for her. It is 5 to 7 minutes long, and the title is, What is Your Story? Welcome up, MaryAnn.
I ran into somebody last week who said, MaryAnn, what is happening? How is your life going? What is your story? I said, my story? My life? Sally, you wouldn't believe it. My life is so wonderful. I have found Prince Charming. Really, I have. He is so wonderful. He adores me, and everything is to my needs. Of course, I reverse it, and I adore him, and I help fulfill his needs. We have a wonderful life together. Not only that, we have 6 kids, 14 grandchildren, and I love being with all of them. Did I tell you that I live out in the country with a horse and 2 goats? Yes, that horse thinks that our goats, who are pretty big, not little nanny goats, they're big goats. Our horse thinks that those goats are little ponies. Not only that, the goats think that the horse is a great big gigantic goat. And they even try to headbutt so that they can play together. What is your story? I ask you. What is the life you are living? What story can you tell? I would love to say that that's how my story began. Just perfect and wonderful. It did not. I was very lost and lonely when I was young. I did not feel loved or cared for. I had 4 brothers who teased me all the time until I cried. And then they'd tease me for crying. My mom did the best she could. In rural Idaho, not very much money. She had her own depression. My dad, I hardly remember my dad. He was gone most of the time as a truck driver. And when he was in town, you could find him at the bar with his drinking buds. That was my life. I was lost and alone. So as a child, I went walking through the neighborhood and I would stumble over things. I mean, I did my best I could. I didn't know what to do. So I picked up that rock that was right there in front of me. This rock became my best friend. Do you know why? Because this rock understood me. I know. It was cold. It was heavy. And it was called depression. I held on to this rock. At least I had a friend. While I was still stumbling through life as an adult, I really tried to figure out how to be happy. Somebody, please help me. Will you carry this rock for me? Help me. What do I do with this rock? I don't know. Would you please? And so somebody came along and said, I'll carry your rock for you. I'll help you. Little did I know, after 2 little ones later, that he had a huge bag of his own rocks with addiction. Okay, I picked up my rock, stumbled life along. Again, I just kept stumbling through with these patterns. Do you find yourself telling that same story over and over and over? Same story, stumbling through, and yet you're still holding your rock. One day, this all changed. I met a mentor who told me, you do not have to carry your rock, you know that? You can create a new story. You can do this. I don't know how. I'm 50 years old. I have been carrying this rock for many years, many decades. I don't know how to let it go. The first thing that you need to do begins up here. The very first thing you need to do while you're stumbling through life, when you think you're going to fall, when you think you're going to not make it, thoughts. It all begins. You think you are what you think others think you are. Is who you become. That's very germane. Your thoughts are your thoughts. Create the thoughts that you want. So I said, what thought do I want? I want happiness. I want joy. I want love. And I began to think that way. When I started to change my thoughts, my story began to change. And people looked at me and said, boy, you look happy all the time. I said, oh, isn't that great? The next thing you do when you are stumbling through life, look at your words. Your words put your thoughts into life. What you think and what you say becomes your reality. And finally, your actions. Your daily actions. Who you are, what you do every single day become your habits. Your thoughts, your words, your actions. You can begin to rewrite your own life story. And just like that. It took a couple years of remolding my life. But I released it, I let it go, and I created a new story. I invite you to think about your thoughts, your words, your actions, and create your life, the life you love. What is your story?